Welcome to Rediscovering the Beatles with Mark Morse. I'm Mark. Today we're doing the impossible and ranking every song on the White Album. Let's get to it. As a Beatle fan, I guess I've always kind of wondered why people took the time to rank Beatle albums, Beatle songs. But now that I have started this YouTube channel, I think I have found the answer. It gives another opportunity to discuss Beatles songs, to discuss the Beatles, any excuse to talk about the Beatles and their work and their careers is just an added bonus. So that's what this is today. I'm going to rank every song on the White Album. Of course, that's an impossible task, but this is just for fun. I always like to say I'm not a Beatle historian, I'm not a musician, I'm not an expert. There's people out there so much smarter and know so much more about the Beatles than I do. But I do find this fun. I do love the Beatles. I do love to talk about them, and I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here because I'm assuming if you've watched this far, you love the Beatles too. So let's get started with the list. I'm going to put up the full 30 songs that are on the White Album. Hopefully you're going to see that now. And I'll keep it up for a while just to refresh you, just in case you haven't listened to the White Album for a while. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my number 30 pick and work all the way up to number 1. The attention is going to be incredible, so be sure to take pauses and relax when you can, because I know the excitement is going to be palpable. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them up in chunks of 5. I'm not going to keep you in anticipation for every song listing. So I'm going to list them from, like, for example, this first group is going to be from number 30 to 26. So that'll come up now, and now I'll start discussing the songs. Number 30, Wild Honey Pie. This song is there for a reason. One reason is I didn't want to put Revolution 9. I keep calling it Revolution number 9. People get on me for that. Revolution 9, I didn't want to put at the bottom of the list, just because I do enjoy it at a certain level. And Wild Honey Pie, I just feel, is one of the throwaway songs on this album. When I say this, please understand, I love each and every one of these songs. I love these songs, but I'm ranking them. So Wild Honey Pie, just because of its throwaway nature, I put it at the bottom. Number 29, as you can see, is Revolution 9. I was afraid of this song, or this soundscape, when I first heard the album, when I first heard the White Album. Always skipped it. Never really, even in my teenage years, I never really got to where I enjoyed listening to it. Later on, though, when I got a 4-track tape recorder, I tried to recreate some soundscapes myself, and I started appreciating it more and listening to the nuances. I actually do enjoy this piece now, but it is something that you have to be in the mood for. I'm not always in the mood for it, so that's why it is at 29. 28, Obla Di Obla Da. This song seems to have been hated by all the Beatles except for Paul. I still find it an enjoyable song to listen to. It is one I don't like to listen to a lot, but if I hear it on the radio, I will sing along with it. But it's not one of my favorites on the album, thus the 28th placeholder. 27, and I kind of feel bad putting this song there because it's a beautiful song, Good Night. It was written by John Lennon for his son Julian, just a very sweet, loving piece of music and lyrics. It's just absolutely beautiful. but it's just not my favorite Beatles song on this album. He had Ringo sing it, reportedly because John Lennon felt he had a reputation as a rocker, and he wanted Ringo to do this song. There's actually a show on the Beatles channel on Sirius Radio XM that it's called You Say You Want an Evolution, and they talk about the song. They do a really good job of how it was created. 26, Don't Pass Me By. I know this is at the bottom of the list for a lot of people. I do like this song. I think it's funny. I just think Ringo's funny. I think the lyrics are funny. And then they were smart enough to get this violinist, I think his name was Jack Fallon, to play on the song, which helps it a lot. But I just think it's a humorous song. Ringo is perfectly suited to sing it. It's still lower on my list, but again, every song on this list I love and will listen to over and over again. At the songs I have listed from 25 to 21. Number 25, Mother Nature's Son. This is obviously a beautiful song. It has a very pleasant sound to it. The reason it's low on the list for me, or lower on the list for me, is there's just something about the lyrics. It's just a little too nature boy for me. I just don't connect to that song very well. It's a lovely song, but I'm putting it at 25. Number 24, Why Don't We Do It in the Road? Yes, I do like that song better than I like Mother Nature's Son. And it's a short song, maybe even a throwaway song, but I really do enjoy it. I love Paul's voice on it. It's kind of a funny little song. 23, Honey Pie. This is a song I'm sure John Lennon would consider one of Paul's granny songs. I do love this song. I sing it a lot out loud, even if it's not on the radio. I work at a place with children, and I love to sing this song when I'm walking around the place. 23, Honey Pie. 22, Birthday. Great little rock song. Fun to listen to, especially if it's your birthday. If I know you and you have a birthday, there's a good chance I'll be singing this song to you. 21, Back in the USSR, a kind of a nod to Chuck Berry and the Beach Boys. Great song, great track to start off an album. Okay, now let's look at the songs 20 through 16. Number 20, out of 30 songs, Everybody's Got Something to Hide Except for Me and My Monkey. Great song. It's a fun song. Not one of my favorite Lennon songs, I guess. It is a great song, though. It's not one I seek out to play very often, but I do like it. I would never turn it off if it came on. Number 19, Rocky Raccoon. And this song has always been, I've always kind of held it dear because I remember when I was young, I was probably in junior high school, and my brother came home with the White Album and was playing it. And of course, I had to go up to his room because I was like, what's he playing? And this Rocky Raccoon was one of the first songs I heard off this album. And I was so amused by it. And I just thought it was so funny that it's always been endeared to me, and I just think it's a lighthearted song, and it's just funny to hear the Beatles do this type of song. Right before Rocky Raccoon, and I always associate these songs together, is the continuing story of Bungalow Bill, which is another song. It's also a funny song, has some clever lyrics. 17, I've seen people call Piggies a throwaway song. I absolutely disagree. I love this song. I think it has, it's definitely not a throwaway song. It definitely has some intellectual and social merit to it. I think it's a great Harrison song. And 16, Martha, My Dear. Another great song, a song that I just absolutely love. Apparently written about Paul McCartney's Sheepdog. It's well, I'm a dog lover, but just a wonderful song. Just these songs, all these songs, I just think are exceptional. Okay, let's look at songs 15 through 11. At 15, I put Glass Onion, another John song. Frustrated by the way the press and everyone else was reading things into lyrics, he kind of did a lot of title dropping and made this Glass Onion song. Glass Onion at 15. Savoy Truffle, Harrison's song, I have at 14. I was always kind of baffled by this song. I loved the lyrics, and I just enjoyed the phrasings of this song. I heard, I think it was on the Beatles channel again on the Sirius XM radio, about how George Harrison was concerned about how many sweets that Eric Clapton ate, that he ate so many sweets and was having problems with his teeth. 13, I Will. Beautiful Paul song. I just love this song. I sing it a lot myself. I remember seeing Drew Barrymore on a show. I think it was the Oprah show, actually. And she was talking about the Beatles. She says this is her favorite song. I certainly understand why this would be a favorite Beatles song. I just love it. Number 12, Long, Long, Long. Gorgeous song by George Harrison. I think it's a very underrated song. I love this song. I play it probably more than some of his other bigger hits like Something or Here Comes the Sun. 11, Julia, the song about John Lennon's mother, which is you don't ever want to say that about the Beatles, that this song is about that, because they do incorporate, especially John, puts so much into his lyrics. It's not just about one person or one thing, hardly ever in his songs. So Julia, of course, is much about his mother, but there's other parts about Yoko, Ocean Child, that stuff. You never want to say this song is about this with the Beatles and say it with any conviction. All right, we're getting into the top 10 stuff now, so let's look at 10 through 6. Number 10, I'm So Tired. Such a relatable song. Every morning I'm probably singing this to myself. It is a great John song. That's all I have to say about it. Just a wonderful song. Number 9, Your Blues. I resisted the number 9 joke. I know I've been doing that way too much. Your Blues. Absolutely gut-wrenching song from John. I love this song, especially if you are in a frustratingly sad, depressing place. This song is so cathartic. He sings it with such passion. If you ever get the chance, he does it for the Rolling Stones Rock and Roll Circus with the Dirty Mac, and he's singing it, and they kind of pan over to Eric Clapton, who's like looking over at him in awe, just his vocal. Number 8, Sexy Sadie. I just love this song. I say that a lot, don't I? I just love this song. Let's just assume I'm going to love all these songs. Sexy Sadie, of course, is the disillusionment with the mark. John Lennon, angry, is a very powerful thing. Number 7, Revolution 1. This is the version that John Lennon originally came up with, and then Paul and George talked him into doing the faster, more distorted version. Love this song. Great message. Speaking of great messages, number 6, Blackbird, written by Paul McCartney. Again, this is one of those songs that a lot of inspirations, but a big chunk of it came from the black women's civil rights movement. Okay, hold on to your hats, folks. We're down to the top 5. Number 5, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, a great George Harrison song, one of my favorites. Just George Harrison towards the end of the Beatles' career just did so many great songs, and this is number 5 for me on the White Album. Number 4, Cry Baby Cry. John Lennon himself said this was a nothing song. I disagree. This is a great song. I love just the lyrics, just the mystical, magical feel of this song. I just really enjoy it. That's why it makes number 4. Number 3, Helter Skelter. Man, I love this song. It every time it comes on the radio, I turn it up as much as I can without getting the cops on me. I just love this song. It is such a hard rocking song, considered by many to be the first heavy metal song, and written by a man who's been saddled with the term granny songs. To me, this just makes it even better. Paul's voice, his passion in the singing is just so great. Forget what that idiot Charlie Manson did. This song deserves to stand on its own as what it is, a really great hard rock song. Number 2, Dear Prudence, another fabulous song from John. Everybody knows now that it was written primarily about when they were in India, studying under the Maharishi. Mia Farrow's sister Prudence locked herself in her hut for 3 weeks. Everybody was very concerned. John wrote this song about that incident. I'm so glad he did, because it is absolutely a great song. You play this on a sunny day and it just washes over you. I just love this song. If you play it on a rainy day, probably cheer you up. And then number 1, Happiness is a Warm Gun. Fantastic song, another John song. I just love the way it's pieced together, the tempo change, the lyrics, the way the dark lyrics and the humor are all interplayed, the sexuality of the song. Everything about this song is a masterpiece. I was a little reluctant to pick this as my number 1 song, just because so many people do pick it as number 1, but I had to be true to my ears and my heart, and so this is also my number 1 song. I hope you enjoyed this ranking. Again, it was just for fun. If you ask me tomorrow, it'd probably be a different list. One thing I did like about this is it kind of surprised me. I was surprised. I've always been partial to John. I've always told people that John Lennon is my favorite Beatle, because he is. But I was a little surprised that the list was so John-centric. 7 out of the top 10 songs were John songs, and I thought it would be a little more even between John and Paul, and then maybe one by George. But it was fun to do. I hope you had fun listening to this, and I feel free to comment below. And I really appreciate those comments and likes. And if you feel like it, you can subscribe too, but you don't have to. I don't care. But if you do, it really helps the channel. And I hope this video finds you in a good place in your life where things are going well for you. I hope you are surrounding yourself with things you're passionate about, whether it be the Beatles, film, painting, reading, running, anything that you have a passion for. I hope you're surrounding yourself with it. I think that will make your life a little better, and take that love that you have in your heart, take it out into the world, spread it around some, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you all very soon.